I am Michael Frost. I am an artist. I also happen to have autism spectrum disorder. I write and make visual art to make sense of my world, for myself and others. This is a self-portrait. It explores the concept of reflection, a metaphor for the experience of receiving multiple and conflicting sources of information from inner and outside worlds. Autism causes me to have different sensory experiences and feelings than most people. Lights appear more intense to me than I think is typical of the average person. Bright lights, especially white-yellow, are overwhelming. Sounds jumble together. Everything comes in at full volume. Sounds tangle up in an impossible knot that I cannot separate. Small groups of 2 to 3 people are okay, but situations where many people are speaking at the same time are overwhelming. Touch is startling and often uncomfortable. Sometimes it is painful. The inside of my mouth is particularly sensitive. I avoid eating broccoli because it feels like I have a mouthful of sand and sharp rocks. I feel I'm on an island. It is hard for me to communicate spontaneously. The more stimulus, the more difficult it becomes. I struggle to communicate my experiences and needs to people who don't live in the world of my senses. I try to build bridges between my world and the neurotypical world. Too often my attempts fail, and the gap grows wider. My dentist's office is the most challenging environment for me these days. Bright lights, people, textures, smells, sounds. It is a perfect sensory storm. I have developed strategies to help manage my visits to the dentist. I wear tinted glasses to dim the overhead lights and headphones to block out the noise. Over time, I have learned that my needs are strange, that I am strange to people who don't experience things the way I do, who don't live in the world of my senses. Neurotypical people don't suit up like astronauts to go to the dentist. To the staff, I am an alien, an awkward traveler from another world. But if they lived in my body, I think they would want to shield themselves from light, noise, and the pain of touch. But they don't, so my requests are strange and unimportant when there are more important things to do. I keep trying to find ways to make visits to the dentist tolerable on my own, so I can keep getting the care I need. The sensation of a gloved hand in my mouth is still a problem, but I think I'm getting close to a solution. Most exam gloves have a texture that causes me extreme discomfort and pain. I can't tell what is actually happening in my mouth, but it feels like I am being cut. This is probably not the case, but I cannot be sure, because this is what my body is telling me. Like many people, I worry about the possibility of acquiring an infection. I know that healthcare providers are human beings who make mistakes. I appreciate how difficult it is to maintain a truly sterile environment. Not being able to trust my senses makes it truly terrifying. Is it the tip of a finger or the blade of a curette lacerating my gums? I cannot tell because the pain is real. I have experimented with different kinds of gloves in hopes of finding a solution. Eventually, I found that double gloving with 2 different kinds of surgical gloves creates a smooth surface and a sensation I can tolerate. I am proud of what I've been able to accomplish on my own, but I realize that I am at an impasse now. I cannot remove the barriers to my care without you. I want to enter into dialogue. I want to hear your ideas. I want to tell you mine. I want to work as a team and come up with solutions that work for both of us.